I'm just kind of ready for the next chapter and a new challenge in my life. But I think the reason I decided to announce it when I did was just to have that closure.
Caitlin Clark has just flipped the entire basketball world on its head, turning down the WNBA spotlight to chase a jaw-dropping contract overseas. Fans are stunned, league officials are scrambling, and the media is in chaos. After breaking records and dominating headlines, no one expected the golden girl of American hoops to pack her bags for Europe, but the offer was too insane to ignore. What does this mean for the future of women's basketball? And why is the WNBA suddenly left picking up the pieces? Let's dive into the full story. The storm Caitlin Clark sparked without saying a word. Caitlin Clark didn't need a press conference to turn the sports world on its head. One quiet move, one offer whispered across the Atlantic, and suddenly, the WNBA is holding its breath. For months, she's drawn sold-out crowds, shattered rookie records, and turned every Indiana Fever game into a nationally televised spectacle. But now, something's changed, and it has nothing to do with what happens on the court. She came into the league as a college icon, but what she's done since has been nothing short of revolutionary. Her no-look passes and deep threes aren't just highlights. They're a movement. Kids mimic her step-backs on playgrounds. Her jerseys vanish from store shelves in minutes. And every time she crosses half-court, defenders panic while fans rise to their feet. But behind the applause, there's a growing tension, because even her teammates are beginning to wonder how long she'll stay. What's driving the uncertainty isn't just a better paycheck overseas. It's the widening cracks in a system never built to support a star like her. Caitlin didn't just elevate the game, she revealed its limits. From underwhelming salaries to far more lucrative overseas deals, the WNBA's structure is under greater scrutiny than ever. A billion-dollar media rights deal looms on the horizon, raising a question the league can no longer avoid. Can it genuinely sustain the caliber of talent it's beginning to draw? Those close to her insist this isn't just about money, it's about meaning, about being seen, valued, and taken seriously. The whispers of a European offer may mark more than a move. They signal a shift, a statement, maybe even a quiet revolution. Because when someone like Caitlin even considers walking away, the message reaches far beyond one locker room. Whether she stays or not, she's already rewritten the rules. The league, the fans, the media, everyone is now reacting to a standard she set simply by playing her game. And in doing so, Caitlin Clark has become more than a rising star. She's become a mirror to a league forced to evolve, even if it isn't prepared. But could Caitlin Clark's quiet exit finally force the WNBA to confront the standard she's set? Stay tuned to find out. Caitlin Clark's silent move that could crumble the WNBA. The WNBA might have seen this coming, but they weren't prepared for the impact. Caitlin Clark, the rookie who made women's basketball impossible to ignore, has just taken a step no one was ready for. And suddenly, the league is left scrambling. Because this isn't just a player exploring options overseas. This is a storm built from years of mistreatment, indifference, and missed opportunities. Now it's arrived. When Clark first entered the league, she wasn't just joining a team, she was dragging the entire WNBA into the national spotlight. Her presence transformed the Indiana Fever overnight. Ticket sales exploded, TV ratings soared, and for the first time in years, the women's game was not only being watched, it was being followed. Her shots from the logo became instant social media loops. Her jerseys sold out in hours, and little girls across the country suddenly had someone new to believe in. But behind all the attention and applause, something darker was brewing. The league seemed almost unprepared for a star like her. Instead of celebrating her, certain players and even some analysts seemed more interested in tearing her down. From constant online criticism to relentless physical play on the court, Clark quickly became a lightning rod, not for controversy she caused, but for the attention she attracted. And what did the WNBA do? Very little. Opposing players pushed the limits of aggression, often crossing the line into dangerous territory. And game after game, fans watched it unfold, unchecked. Many believe this wasn't just negligence. Some suggest the league saw the drama as good business. After all, a bit of chaos draws clicks and headlines. But for Clark, it wasn't a headline. It was her health, her peace, and her respect on the line. Her supporters spoke up, flooded social media, and demanded change. Yet time and again, the silence from officials was deafening. And when the Olympic snub happened, when Clark, despite putting up better numbers than many guards who made the team, was left out, it became impossible to ignore the larger issue. This wasn't just about stats. It was about a system that never fully embraced her, even as she helped carry it forward. It was a message. And now, Caitlyn's sending one back. Reports of a massive offer from Europe aren't just rumors anymore. They're the clearest sign yet that Clark is ready for a new chapter. One where she's valued, protected, and respected for everything she brings to the game. She's not running. She's not retreating. She's choosing herself after realizing the league she uplifted wasn't willing to lift her in return. Whether the WNBA expected it or not, Caitlyn Clark has flipped the narrative, and the consequences will be felt far beyond Indiana. Fans are furious, analysts are split, and the league's leadership is facing a reckoning they can no longer postpone. The most influential rookie in recent history might be on her way out, and that departure could unravel everything the WNBA has tried to build. The cost of losing Caitlyn Clark, a wake-up call for the WNBA. Let's not pretend this won't hurt. The WNBA is on the edge of a major shakeup, and it all comes down to one name, Caitlyn Clark. Her presence didn't just elevate the game, it carried it into a new era. Whether you were a die-hard basketball fan or just tuned in for the headlines, if Clark was on the court, you were watching. She wasn't just another star. She was the star, the reason many even cared. From the moment she stepped onto the professional stage, something shifted. The Indiana Fever, a team that once struggled for national attention, suddenly found themselves playing home games in rival arenas packed with Clark fans. Her name alone sold tickets. Her fearless logo threes, no-look passes, and relentless drive turned ordinary games into must-see events. But the WNBA underestimated just how big the Caitlyn Clark effect truly was. Viewership for the 2024 draft soared by over 400%, and regular season game ratings exploded. Merchandise flew off the shelves. Sponsorships followed. Within just a few weeks, Clark brought in the kind of momentum the league hadn't seen in years. What might have taken 5 years to build, she delivered in 5 games. Yet despite all that, the league failed to do the one thing that mattered most: protect her. As physical play escalated and disrespect mounted, Clark was often left to fend for herself, and fans took notice. Social media turned into a battlefield, with supporters pleading for fairness and safety. But the league's silence spoke volumes. Now, Europe has stepped in with a deal too good to ignore. Rumors point to a jaw-dropping offer that could give Clark everything the WNBA wouldn't: respect, support, and compensation that reflects her true value. And while other rising stars like Angel Reese and Diaisha Fair continue to impress, it's clear the void Clark would leave behind won't be easy to fill. The WNBA didn't just risk losing a player, they risked losing the player, the one who changed everything. Now, as the league braces for what comes next, one question remains. What exactly did Europe promise Caitlyn Clark that America wouldn't? Keep watching to find out. The shift that could reshape women's basketball forever. Anyone would stop in their tracks at the numbers being thrown around. Multiple sources claim Caitlyn Clark has been offered a contract so large, it makes anything the WNBA has ever presented seem insignificant in comparison. But this isn't just about salary, it's about value, it's about vision. And above all, it's about respect. Clark, the athlete who single-handedly transformed women's basketball into a cultural movement, is now faced with a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity abroad, and it looks like she's ready to take it. Overseas, particularly in the EuroLeague, athletes of Clark's caliber are not just players, they're icons. The infrastructure is built to honor their skill, protect their bodies, and market them as international stars. That's the kind of treatment Europe is offering Caitlin. Not just a better paycheck, but a complete package. Fewer games, more rest, stronger support systems, and the full weight of a league willing to elevate her name globally. Imagine the lights dimming in packed European arenas, fans chanting, camera flashes going off, this time not just for a player, but for the face of the league. Europe doesn't just want Caitlin to play, they want to crown her. It's a move that feels inevitable, especially when the alternatives are so stark. The WNBA, for all its recent growth, has lagged behind in protecting, promoting, and compensating the very athletes who drive that momentum. Clark's record-shattering rookie year wasn't just an athletic achievement, it was a business miracle. She helped boost ticket sales by over 90%, increased regular season viewership by 180%, and drew